ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां व्यासशंकरमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So a warm welcome to all of you. Today in the Jiva Yatra class we are on the concluding verse. So the last few weeks, maybe 8 weeks, we have seen about 8 verses. And finally, the Acharya concludes this topic today. So my intention is to first complete this number 9th verse. Then we'll just do a quick recap from 1 to 9. After that, if we get time, then we'll start with the introduction to Hastamalaka.
Sir, I didn't get the next this thing, the text curriculum.
It was sent in the group, Shankar Mama. Long time ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
ಅದು வேற கதோபனிஷத்து இது மட்டும் தான் வந்தது, இது வரல.
இல்ல ஹஸ்தாமலக்கம் அனுப்பியிருக்கேன் இல்லையா நம்ம? Did I send it? ஹஸ்தாமலக்கம்.
Okay. Curriculum.
So I sent on the when was it? 5th November. 5th of November, I sent it to the group.
I have got the கதோபனிஷத் இது வரல.
Because you also said, okay, sir, vanakkam. You received the message. Just go through on 5th of November. There will be Hastamalaka Sutram will be there. 5th November in WhatsApp group.
Yes, I'll check.
Okay. So verse number 9, we'll read this. Ittam veda vacho bireva niyate. Ittam veda vacho bireva niyate. Marge vayam yatrikaha. Marge vayam yatrikaha. Ittam veda vacho bireva niyate. Marge vayam yatrikaha. Dharma ke cha sanatane krutapada. Dharma ke cha sanatane krutapada. Varnashamacharinaha. Dharma ke cha sanatane krutapada. Varnashamacharinaha. Gacchama kramascha moksha padavi. Gacchama kramascha moksha padavi. Ananda rupam yatha. Gacchama kramascha moksha padavi. Ananda rupam yatha. Shraddha bhakti matastata dvitiyutan. Shraddha bhakti matastata dvitiyutan. Asman vidatyad guruhu. So Itham means in this manner. Itham means in this manner. Veda vachobir eva. See, Veda means that which is prescribed or said in the Vedas. So Dharma Shastra or Vedas. So Vedam refers to Shastra. And Vacho, Vachanam means said. That which is said in the Vedas. Only those, eva, Vachobir eva. Only those prescribed in the Vedas, a person should niyate. So a person should follow niyate. Margam, marge vayam yatrikaha. Yatri means the traveler or the person who is the mumukshu, who is the person who is the traveler. Yatrika means it's a journey. So Jiva Yatra, when you say, it is the journey of a person who is aspiring for moksha. So it's called Yatrika, all Yatris. So Vayam means the people like us. So Vayam means us. Us Yatrika means the people who are the travelers. And they are supposed to be Margaha. So Margaha means path. So path means the direction which you want to take. Traditionally, when you say Yatrikaha, it refers to a concept called Vaidikaha. So Vaidikam, Vaidikargal, when you say Vaidika, means a person who follows Veda is called Vaidika. Not Vaidigam is different. See, Vaidigam is somebody who is doing rituals, etc. This is different. But anyone who follows the Vedas is called Vaidika. So here also, and Vaidika has been given two paths. Either one can follow dharma. So depending on one dharma it is there, or other person can follow the ashrama. So two things are there. You can follow two different paths are given, and the person can choose to be what he wants to be. So, but all the people who follow in whichever sampradaya, they are all Vaidikas. So marge vayam yatrikaha. So in this manner, what has been said in the past so far, Veda Vachanaha. So Veda Vacho means what is said in the Vedas. Only those eva niyate, one has to follow. Who has to follow? Vayam yatrikaha. I mean the people like us, or it refers to the mumukshus who are keen to pursue knowledge, has to follow this path, margaha. So margam refers here to moksham, or the path of moksha, or the pursuit of moksha. It doesn't talk about anything else. So you should say margam is equal to moksha, or the pursuit of truth. Then dharmakye, so dharmaha. So dharmakye means what? The person who follows dharma is called dharmakyaha. Then sanatana. So what dharma are talking about? Sanatana dharma. So this dharma which has been there for many, many years. See, the Veda cannot be written by somebody, nor modified by somebody, nor destroyed by somebody. Because the dharma is a lifestyle. See, when we say that we are all Vedikas, the lifestyle what one follows is governed by what has been already taught, or the person is following the lifestyle. So whether Veda is there or not, if you are already been following the particular lifestyle, you will not change the lifestyle. You will try to maintain the lifestyle as much as possible. Correct? So this is called, that is why Veda actually cannot be removed, or it will not just go away just like that. Because Veda is connected to Dharma. So Dharma ke cha and Sanatanaha. So Sanatanam means that which is there for many. Tondu Tottu Varum Pazhakkangal Dharmam. Kritapadam. So when I say Kritapadam, means do. So one has to do the activities as per the injunction, as per what is given in Dharma. Correct? And Padam means the steps one has to take. So Kritam means action, and for action you will take some steps. Correct? So you cannot just do, so action means taking the right steps in the right direction in conformity Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. Then Varnaha, Ashramaha, Acharinaha, Acharati. So two things are given here. Varnaha, Ashramaha. So a person can be of two types. A person can follow Varnam, which is called Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Correct? So a Brahmana will actually do what? He will do all the karmas which are required. Study Vedas, teach Vedas, write notes, all those things he will do. Vaishya will actually generate wealth, business, etc. will do. Correct? And he will not be interested in doing it. Kshatriya will actually be protecting the country, protecting the people, etc. Protecting the wealth of the Kshatriya, of the Vaishyas, also the Brahmanas. So the Kshatriya Kulam is for protection or offering protection. Right? And then the Shudra is supposed to be in the olden days, the people who are not qualified in any of these things. That is, there are some people, some sects of society who cannot study Vedas, or they can study, but they will not be interested. Neither they are strong enough to do, intellectually strong enough to do business or Vanijyam. Also, they are not very strong enough to do arrow fight bodily. So they are easily reconciled to the fact that we are happy to be serving like office people. Don't say office people mean we are happy to go 9 to 5, come back in the morning. Business, I can't do all these things. You need intelligence, you need to risk, money has to be there, but so many things are there. So there are different types of people who are good in different types of things. So even if you are interested to do business also, you will not be able to do it because the skill sets are not matching. The skill set, the interest, the wavelength, the propensity to do those things is not there. So there are already people in different societies, they are doing those things, right? So it's called Varnaha. The second thing is Ashramaha. So Ashrama means what? Brahmacharya Ashram, Grahastha Ashram, Vanaprastha Ashram, and Sannyasa Ashram. So one can follow this particular path of being a brahmacharyam, then one follows to Grahastha Ashrama, one gets married and studies the Vedas, he becomes a spiritual person. Then after becoming a spiritual person, he goes into the Vanaprastha. So in Vanaprastham stage also, the person continues to study Vedas, continues to do karmas. See, Vanaprastham does not mean that the person will stop doing karmas. He will still do karmas. Because until the person achieves Purna Jnanam, one will continue to be doing karmas. So after Vanaprastham is all over, then one first use Sannyasa Ashrama. So Sannyasa Ashrama knowledge is already well established. So in Jnanam or in knowledge, the karma is not being done, the benefits of karma is not being recognized, so people don't do that. Automatically it will leave you. So the Kritapada Varnaha, Kritapada Ashramaha, Acharati Acharinaha. So Kritapada means what? You do the activities as required in the dharma. Either you follow the Varnashrama or you follow the Varna Dharma or Ashrama Dharma. So Varna Dharma, Ashrama Dharma, two dharmas are there. So one can choose to be, I'll just be like this only. I'll continue my studies. I'll just be like this. I'm not interested to become a spiritual person. I'm not interested to become a teacher. I do not want to be a guru. I just want to be just like this. Enjoy my life, and I'll continue like this. So he says you follow that. Even when you follow that dharma also, one has to follow the Sanatanam Margam, correct? Niyate Vedam Vachaha Eva. So what is said in the Veda only one has to follow. You must not follow anything other than what is not in Veda. If it is not there in Dharma, you don't do that. You don't follow that. If you do not know, then you go to the teacher or go to somebody and learn that particular thing what is required. So correct. So that is what it says here. Then you do Sanatane Kritapada Varnashramaha Acharanaha. Then Kramashascha Gacchamaha. See, Kram means what? Order. See, Kramashascha Gacchama. Gacchati means going or we are traveling. So Kramashascha Gacchamaha means you follow systematically. You do not, try to do something different. So systematically follow. And follow is what? Is follows the message of the teacher, the guru. So what is said in the Shastram is being revealed by the guru. So the methodology which is being followed, you follow that. Acharati. Right? So Kramashascha Gacchamaha means you follow that particular path. If you follow that, what will happen? Moksha Padavim. So one will be able to achieve Moksha Padavim. So Moksham Nityananda Sukham Surimalam Praptam Samihayutaha. Correct. So the first line is being said here again. That if you follow this, Kamashascha Gacchamaha Moksha Padavim, then you get the status of being a moksha. That means Padavi means you become free or you become free from bandha, bondage. Then if you're free from bondage, you become Anandarupaha. You become happy. So Anandam becomes your Sarupam. You are always happy smiling. No situation actually disturbs you. Nothing really bothers you. Really. So Ananda Sarupaha. Right? Ananda Rupam Yata. How? Shraddha. So you must have Shraddha. Right? Shraddha Bhaktin. So Shraddha and Bhakti are required. So Shraddha towards the Shastram, Shraddha towards the teaching of the message of the teacher, Bhakti towards the Guru also in terms of what is being said, and also to the messages which is passed in the Shastram also is important. So Shraddha Bhakti. And how we should do Dhritihi means firm determination. You must not have wavering mind. See, wavering mind is what? Sometimes you're not very sure. Because the wavering mind can be because of one's own pratibandhas. One's own, expectation, one's own shortcomings, or one's own requirements, or it could be an opinion, it could be an assumption, it could be anything. So all these are actually all pratibandhas. So they come and they always come. And a person who is able to cross this, or is able to address this logically, systematically, with Shraddha and Bhakti, he is the only person who will be benefiting from this. That's why I keep telling you in the beginning of the class, remember that. Only one or two people will finally be in the class. At the end of the whole scenario, there will be one person will be there. One person, because even Gita also says Manushyanam Sahasreshu, means out of thousands of people, maybe one person may know me as Krishna in my true form. So thousands of people may be knowing me, but only one person may know my nature as the Atma, the consciousness. The same way here also is Shraddha and Bhakti and Dhriti. Three things are required. Shraddha means trust, and Bhakti means dedication and complete commitment. Bhakti is important. Then Dhritihi. Dhriti means firm determination. Dhriti. So this is a Shakti. Dhriti means determination. Dridaha. Nishchayaha. So come what may, I will have to follow this. I'll leave everything else. I'll have to do this. So Dhritihi. Right? So Dhrutiyutan, when I say Dhrutiyutan means what? The one who has got a determination, or the people who has got determination, called Dhrutiyutan. So Dhriti means determination. Dhrutiyutan means the one who has got a determination. So here is a prayer for, and a concluding prayer to recollect what has been learned before, lead the path of dharma, Sanatana dharma, understand what I want to do, whether I should follow varnam or ashrama dharma, moksha being the priority, and I have to do systematic study, kramascha gacchamaha. If I do this, I may end up with the moksha padavim anandarupaha. For that, I need to do Shraddha, Bhakti, and Dhrutihi. So three things are required along with this. So the qualification is what here? Qualification is Kramashascha Niyate Marge, means in the same systematic, in the particular path. Vedam Vachaha Abhireva. So only Vedam, what is said, is only has to be listened. You must not listen to anything else. So the words of the Vedas are being said, that is what is to be listened, that is what to be followed. Shraddha Bhaktim Tatha Dhrutiyutan Asman. Asman means for us. Asman means for us. Vidatyat Guruhu. So Vidatyat means blessing. So blessing. Ashi. So blessing is to be sought from whom? From the Guru. So the Guru means that it can be the teacher, it can be the Guru, Manasi, the Guru, who is Guru for you. You seek the Guru's blessings. You seek the Guru's Ashirvadam for you want to continue in this path. See, without Guru Kataksham, without Guru's blessing, nothing can work. I can 100% guarantee you. One person may be very, very intellectually brilliant. One person may be very, very knowledgeable, but without the Guru's blessing, one cannot cross this. So Guru's back, always at the back of something, should be there. Right? That is why the person succeeds, because it's like a yardstick. See, Guru is what? He is that dharma ke sanatane. So he's a person who actually stands behind you dharma, and he tells you that don't do this, don't do this, do this, do this, follow this. Right? So only such people can achieve the moksha. So Tam Veda Vacho Bireva Diyate Marge Vayam Yatrikaha Dharma kecha sanatane krutapada varnashramacharinah gacchama kramashascha moksha padavim ananda rupam yata Shraddha bhakti matastatha dutiyutam asman vidadhyat guruhu. Is it clear? So all values are given. And see, the reason I took this text because before one goes into the deeper end of the Vedas, what is required from the sadhaka? Right? So what is required from the person who wants to study the Vedas for lengthy period of time and to become eligible for Shastra? Right? So we'll just revise what I have given in the beginning so that you know before we conclude next one. Every person is interested in Nityananda Sukham Padam, Suvimalam, Praptum, Samiha Yutaha. So every person is interested in only in what? Nityananda Sukham. Nobody wants, temporary Sukham. Nityananda Sukham is what you want. And this is a status one wants to achieve. Padam, Suvimalam. That which is beyond any malam. Right? And Sarve Jadna Brittas Sada Vesannaha. So all the people are making efforts. So Shastram does not say that nobody is making efforts. Everybody is making efforts at all. But the effort is not the right direction. That's what it says here. Correct? So that's what it says for Evam Satyapi Sadhya Sadhana Yugam. So those people who are making efforts do not know the sadhanam and what is sadhanam, what is sadhyam. Samyagna jananti te. So they do not know what is sadhanam means. What is to be achieved also they do not know. But they are trying. They are saying, they just continuously living life, going through the routines of the life, etc. Day in and day out, they just go to office, come back in the office, take bath, watch TV, they go out, enjoy all the things they do, but without having a destination in mind. They do not know what it is. That's why na prapta aduna api saukya padavim. Even today, they are not able to achieve this. Shastram says that even today, they are trying, but they are not able to achieve this because it is something not very clear to them. So the sadhanam importance and ajnanam is given in this first point. Okay. Then second verse, he talks about the importance of the Vedas. So all the human beings should study the Vedas. The Vedas are actually, they encourage the human being to proceed or to make further progress. Correct? So evam sadhana kalpanam rachayate sanmarg ganam sata tad vishnu paramam padam cha sahasa gantum manishavatham. So the Veda itself gives the method for a person who wants to pursue that path. Correct? So sadhana kalpanam rachayate sanmarga ganam satam. Sanmargam means the right path is already said in the Vedas. So one need not do a lot of exercise. You don't need to do too much. You just follow the Shastra. Follow that, you will be automatic. Just like when your train goes on a track, it doesn't go anything. As long as it follows the right speed and it maintains the same, everything goes smoothly. The moment you start going speed or something, a speed bump comes, then it's a problem. Otherwise, you just systematically go. The destination is clear to you. Okay? So, Trayantya Saram Vitaha. So, Trayaha means 3 Vedas. Right? So, the Saram is given in the Vedas. And he gives Valli, Kataka, Madhyaka, Kavisamam. So Kataka Madhyaka means Kathopanishad. So he mentions Kathopanishad, and in that the Kavi, the wise people have said this, and Protsahayanti Naram, for the encouragement of the people. Right? They're given this. Then in third verse, he explains how the Atma and the Jiva are not 2 different things. Right? And how one has to have control over the senses, the mind, etc. for the path to be achieved. So Atmanam Ratinam Bhavit Nigamo Buddhim Chatat Saratim. So Buddhi is Sarati. Deham Syandanam Indriyani Turagan means horse. Shabdadi Tad Gocharam. So one has to give example of the anatomy of the physical body and how the physical body is connected to the horse, the chariot. So the chariot, if the chariot has to go in the particular direction, then the wheel has to be correct, horse has to be correct. The person who is riding the chariot also has to be equipped. He should have the the reins of the horse in his hand, and he must know the direction, the road which he should go. If none of these are available to him, if one of them is not available to him, the path will not be clear. You will not be able to reach the destination. Right? So all of them are important. So one has to make effort to develop these qualities. Right? That's what we saw in the verse number 3. Then verse number 4. He explains the importance of this knowledge, the benefit of the knowledge. See, prapyam tat paramam sukham hi munayo. So the munayo mean the wise people or the rishis have already given or understood or talked about this tat param sukham. So this permanent sukham and this anandaha, moksham is what? He says, jive shana jagadishwar rahitam. So there is really no difference with Jivaha, Ishvaraha and Jagat. Rahitam. Jnanaika sadhyam dhruvam. So only through jnanam only one can understand these differences. Or one can understand the ekam or the aikyam of this whole philosophy. Right? Then he says everything else is mithya. Right? Jnanam is, in jnanam, when your knowledge rises, one will be able to understand what is truth, what is the not the truth. It's called mithya. Right? See, mithya ad samatishcha yena galati means you will be able to resolve the mithya aspect when jnanam rises. We saw here. Right? And 5, he gives the qualities. What one has to have astikyam, dridam moolam eva. Means one has to first have or earn these qualities. Astikyam, dridam, manujaha. Right? Then sampadayat vaditaha means sampadati means what one has to earn this, correct? After that, one has to do karmachara. So karma, etc. one has to do. Swargadi bhoge chayaha. So one may have interest in go to Swargam also, it is possible. Then Swargadavapi cha kramena gamito. After we do the karmas, one study the Shastram, in that later on one has to also leave this aspect of aspiring for lokas, going to higher lokas. Indra lokam ponam, Brahma lokam ponam. I want to go to this loka, Vaikuntham, I want to go there. All this aspect also has to be slowly resolved. Okay. So Swargadavapi kramena gamito nairashayame vastire nitya anitya vicharane. So nitya anityam vicharaha has to be there. Swadi kritastvam samanvinchatu. Right? So one has to really understand through the analysis of nitya anitya vastu vekaha. Having astikyam dridam moolam eva. So which you saw in verse number 5. Verse number 6, he gives another example. Paripantinaha. So jnanaptaihi paripantinaha means they are enemies. Right? So there are two enemies which are there, which is liking and disliking. Malam. See, maloho vikshepa doshastataha. So dosham also is there. That means this is good, that is not good, this is papam, this is punyam. All these things has to be removed from the root. Right? One has to remove from the root completely. Then only a person can be free. So for that he says, do upasanam. So nishkama upasanam, bhajatam, means you pray, you worship. Right? And what do you need? Chitta ekagraha siddhaye. So chitta ekagraha means what? The oneness of the mind. For developing, see, there will be a lot of distractions. People will be talking, people will be coming and going, there will be something else going on. You may go anywhere, it doesn't matter. But your Shastram knowledge will never go away from you because you are deep rooted in knowledge. It doesn't matter. You may be in any part of the country, you may be in any place, it doesn't matter to you. But when your mind is with the Shastram, with the text, everything is already there. So it doesn't take time to bring it out. That's what it says here. Chitta ekagraha siddhaye cha bhajatam nishkama upasanam. So one has to do nishkama upasanam. Right? Sakamaha, nishkamaha, two karmas are there. Sakama means what? With benefits. That I am doing this karma, I want some benefits. Nishkama karma means what? I am doing this not really with seeking any benefits. I do this as a duty. Right? It's my duty to somebody, I'm doing it, and I don't expect any benefits out of this. If the benefits come, it's okay. If it doesn't come, also is okay. A person does not do the karma for only getting the benefits. So nishkama karma is different. So from sakama karma, you go nishkama karma. And then you do upasana, do meditation. So he gives techniques here. What all things a mukshu should do to become equipped for jnana. So if you don't know what to do, how will a person develop? Correct? So all these things are already talked about in every text. But this text actually gives it, in a very lucid form. Then he talks about karma upasanataha vishuddha hridayaha. So by doing karma and upasanam, one becomes purified in the heart. Because karma and upasanam, they don't give you jnanam. They don't give you jnanam, they only prepare you for jnanam. How? By bringing you shraddha, bringing bhakti, bringing in, dhrana nishchayam, chitta ekagrataha. So all these things are the karma and upasanam gives you. So it makes you committed. So if you are regular, morning prayer, you pray in the morning every day. You get up in the morning, you take bath, you do sandhya vandanam, you sit in front of Bhagavan, you do some chanting, you offer some puja, flower, do nevedyam, do arati. All these are all regular karmas. This is a discipline one has to follow. Even a jnani also follows this discipline. You know that? Because without Ishvara, there is nothing here. Ishvara bhakti is very important. But they may follow some other routine, they may have some other things to do. But they also have the same Shraddha Bhakti towards everything here. So by doing this, one commits oneself to the Shastram, to the Bhagavan, and by doing that, you come into the routine. So for that 20 minutes or 15 minutes you're there, that becomes your routine. You do not do anything else at that time. Right? You do not watch phone, you do not go into something else. Somebody comes and asks you coffee, you don't want, don't eat breakfast. 15-20 minutes, your time. Right? So it is a discipline. So karma upasanam, vishuddha hridayam. So hridayam means the heart becomes pure, the mind becomes pure. Then tattvartam samsiddhaye. Then the tattvartam will begin slowly start to get inside. Right? So what you should do? So acharyam paricharyaha. So you have to go to the acharya. See, acharya, when you say is guru, you must have unconditional surrender. You must have a questionable attitude to the guru. If you have that kind of attitude, then you are still bound by your pratibandhas. Your answer will not be clear, your resolution will not be clear. It is the people who come from the tradition of Indian tradition, people, they have this respect for the Guru. They totally surrender. If you have a right teacher, then the Guru, then you surrender to teacher, and then you let the person guide you through your spiritual process, spiritual development process. You do not have a second thought. You do not have any third thought that, oh, maybe you should revisit this. Maybe something else is there. These are all one's own pratibandhas. It will come as an obstacle in your study, in your pursuit of knowledge. So, acharyam parichya shastra vidhinam. Right? So, you have to go through particular method, shastra vidham. Right? How you should do paricharyaha, by doing service to the teacher. Right? So, in the olden days, service means what? The Guru, you will go to the teacher's house, Guru's house. You will buy, whatever is required. You clean the house. You go and bring milk, cattle. All the things will be there. Go and so there were a lot of activities with the Gurukulam was there. Acharya was there. Now in Zoom, there's nothing required. All you have to do, you have to come to the class. That's the biggest service you can do, because there's no money being asked. Nothing is being asked by anybody to come to the class. So what service you require, you need that at least commitment. Right? So Acharyam Parichari Shastra Vidhina Tasmasya Vidyam Param. Then only you will get the Vidya, you will get the knowledge. Right? How do you do Shutva Samshayam Anuttaye? So you have to listen to the teacher, and Samshayam, by listening to the teacher's, the Guru's explanation about the text, the doubts starts to resolve slowly. Then Shutvam and Mananam. So Mananam means what? Again, going through what's been taught before, listening to the same thing again and again, not getting bored. It will clear your doubts. So Shutva Samshayam Anuttaye cha Mananam Stamni Nididhyasanam. So once when you do Shravanam Shutva, then when you do Mananam, after that, so Mananam means resolving of doubts. So Shravanam and Mananam will continue for a long time. But once you finish Mananam, then Nididhyasanam means what? Revealing or recollecting or living in the knowledge. So for that, one has to do activities like writing, teaching, or sharing of the knowledge to be in with the text or with the Shastra. So Nidhyasanam is a process where doubts are not there anymore. Samshayam is not there anymore. But there are habitual errors may come. Sometimes there will be some, paraka doshangal. Old habits die hard, they say, right? Sometimes the old habits will come. Laziness will come. Tomorrow we'll do. It is not going to change anything for you. Because whether you study today or tomorrow, it is not going to make a difference. But if you follow a particular method, consistency, it helps to maintain discipline, number one, for you. Also, for the person whom is imparting knowledge, also it helps the person. Right? So, Nididhyasanam, Abhyascha Kramashaha. So, what? Study should be systematic, not erratic. So, you must not be very, erratic in studies. So, one's own study and resolving doubts also in a particular manner. Abhyascha Kramashaha. Orderly study, step by step to study. Then Samadhi Nilayam Prapnotu Shantim Dhruvam. If you do all of them, you will be able to have Samadhi Nilayam. Samadhi means what? Your mind will be at peace. Samadhi means don't go Samadhi of there. Samadhi means your mind will be at peace and your mind will be focused. And Prapnotu Shantim Dhruvam. You will get Shanti, you will get eternal peace. So this is Dhruvam means indeed, it is definite, it is Nishay. Then in verse number 8, he talks about the Jivan Muktaha and videha mukti. So brahmagya api cha vasana kshayaha. So when a person achieves brahmagyanam, vasana kshaya means what? All the the desires or the subtle things which are there, vasana. There are small things there which are there, very subtle one. Is being resolved. Right? Nashaha. And how we vidyaya kramat, by studying systematically, by having knowledge systematically, one is able to resolve these small differences, small mistakes, small subtle things which are bothering the mind is also removed. How? When one achieves brahmagyan. Right? Then so atma ramaha paraha anisham sukadhano. Then he becomes so atma ramaha. Means atma rama means what? One who is actually enjoying in atma. Rama itself means enjoyment, happiness. Atma rama means the one who revels in the atma, the one who revels in one's own happiness. So you do not need another person to make you happy. You are just by yourself, you can just be happy. Right? And anisham sukadhanaha. Right? So anisham means always, not temporary. You cannot say that today I am happy and tomorrow I am not happy. You are always happy. Wherever you are always happy. And sukadhanam muktam sa jivatram api. So he becomes jivan muktaha. So while leading this life, he becomes jivan muktaha. So you do not have to die to become moksha. Some people say, see, only when I die, only I'll get moksha. No. Moksha is available to you right now. Whether you want to claim is up to you. Right? So he says, if you, all those things which are 1 to 7 you have followed, all of them, if you understand, if you follow that, then it is definitely possible to have sukadhanam muktam jiva muktaha. Right? Then if you become jivan muktaha, prarabdham kshapitecha deha vilaye. So all the prarabdha karma also is gone. See, prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, agami karma. All the karmas are removed for this jivan muktaha. Because he is already claimed ownership of the consciousness. That I am consciousness. So when you are consciousness, you are not the body mentions complex. So when you are not the body mentions complex, where is the question of you taking birth to do more karmas? Because Atma doesn't die. Consciousness doesn't die. Atma comes and goes. Sorry, body comes and goes. So therefore, you say that I don't need prarabdha. Prarabdha also will leave you. They give you exemption. And if you do CA, right? If you study already CA or some MCOM or something, and if you want to give CA exam, they first ask you, what have you studied before? Oh, I studied accounting, Okay, I'll give you 3 subjects exemption. You don't have to study 3 subjects. You do 6 subjects. Why they give you? Because you already know. Already know the subjects and you can confidently say that I know this, therefore you don't have to study. If they think that you don't know anything, they'll say, okay, do all these subjects, correct? So the same way here also, when you understood the whole tattva, Brahmagyanam already achieved there. Shastram says that you do not have any prarabdha karma. Why do you worry about prarabdha karma? Prarabdham is there because the body is there. Okay, you go through that, you just live that. Sanchitam is not there anymore. Means the agami karma is not there anymore because from now onwards you are saying that I want to do anymore, so it's not there. So then he becomes deha vilaye muktim. So when the body passes away, he becomes videha mukti. So he does not come back again. So whether the person can ask, how do you know, sir, whether he'll come back or not? He says, I don't know. Nobody can answer this question because it's only for the person who thinks he will come back. If you think that I'm not going to come back, then it's already achieved Brahmagyan. But not just like that. You have to take ownership with right spirit. So this person, Satchitananda Saukyam, let him be involved in that particular status. Right? Upadhi Rahitam. That means what? Without any manifesting medium. Upadhyarahitam. Ajatva pare pare. So let him be in the status of that status of where he is supposed to be, highest status. Majjat pare pare means that which is of the highest status. Then in verse number 9 we saw today, in this way, Ittam Veda Vacho Bhideva. So in this way, a person studies Veda, follows the process, and he Niyate Margam, he follows the particular method or the direction which is given in the Vedas. All the Yatrikaha, they either you follow Dharma or Varnashramaha. Kramascha means systematically, you will be able to achieve Moksha Padavim Ananda Rupam Yata. But for that, you also need Shraddha Bhakti, Dhruti. And with that, you have to approach the Guru. So Shraddha Bhakti and Dhruti, with that, you have to approach the Guru and follow the teaching given by the Guru. Only then you will be able to achieve the Jnana. Is it clear? I just recollected summary so that, before we complete the verse. Has anybody got any questions in this text so far? Have you understood? Okay. Some of you missed a lot of classes. I do not know whether you're following the recording or not. But we have concluded Jiva Yatra with this one. I'm just going to give just a brief introduction to Hastamalaka. I'm not going to do any, because we've got only 5 minutes more. The next topic which I'm going to talk about will be Hastamalakam. I sent you the text on the 5th of November. You download the text. It is in English and Devanagari. So you can download that one. This particular Hastamalaka is an Acharya of Adi Shankara. So Hastamalaka is also one of the Acharyas, 4 Acharyas of the Adi Shankara. And this is a very small text, very small text, 9 verses are there, but very powerful in terms of the message given. The scenario is like this. Hastam means the hand. Hastam. Amalakam means Nalikai. Amalakaha. So Hasta Malakaha means a person who has got Nalika in his hand and is searching for Nalika. So he's actually got Nalika is a rare commodity, correct? You don't get that. He's got all the capacity. Nalika is supposed to be one of the most efficient, or all the properties are there. So Hasta Amalakaha. So his name is Hasta Malaka. Means he had knowledge in his hand, but he did not know. Why? Because this story revolves around one Mimamsa lecturer or Mimamsa philosopher called Prabhakara. So Prabhakara and his wife they didn't have a child for many years. So they went to every temple, every ritual they did. And after many years, 11 or 12 years, they were blessed with this child. And this child was born. They were very happy about it. They celebrated. But as the child grew, the child was not talking. The child was not listening. He couldn't hear, he couldn't talk. And he was in his own world. Sometimes he will, not eat food at all. Sometimes he will just go naked on the street. Sometimes he will not take bath for many days. When he walks in the street urchins used to chase him, throw stones at him. Dogs used to bark at him. So the father and mother were very worried about this boy. Is that that boy is not very good, means every child will be very worried. So now they have sort of reconciled to the fact that this child will be like this. I do not know what it is. So one day when Adi Shankara, when he does the Digvijayam, after conquering the Mimamsa professor, the philosopher, he Madana Mishra, then he comes and proclaims that I have discovered this Jagan Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Correct. He goes around all this with a Pada Yatra everywhere. And this Prabhakara also listens to this particular Adi Shankara, this philosopher coming to their town. So he's very excited. He's always, he's very excited. He says, maybe this could be a good beginning for us. So as soon as he comes to the village, this Prabhakara, along with his wife and his son, they go and meet this Adi Shankara and his people. And he immediately laments in front of Adi Shankara, saying that this boy has been like this. He is deaf, he is dumb, he cannot talk, he doesn't eat, respect anything. I don't know what is wrong with him. So we don't know what we should do. Can you guide us? That's what he said. Adi Shankara looked at the boy and immediately his face was lit up already. Adi Shankara's face was already lit up. He was already reveling Ananda. Because only a guru can see the student, only the guru can see the lakshana of the student, correct? And it is only seen only by a few, only select students only can see, not everybody. So immediately then when the gurus, when that Adi Shankara saw this boy, he said, I don't see anything wrong with this boy. He says, how do you say this? Then he asked the question, who are you? Where are you come from? What do you do? Etc. He asked the question. Then the Astamaka suddenly, after so many years of 11, 12 years of waiting, he has been waiting for his guru to come. He has not spoken a single word for last 12 years, waiting for his guru to come. And when the guru's presence was there, his knowledge just came out and blurted out completely. So what he said amazed everybody, because the father and mother said that this person can talk, this person can hear, and he can pretty much tell everything what is all Brahma Jnanam. So that is the essence of the text. So how Guru's blessing is required, and how the student can benefit from the presence of the teacher, and how the student or the teacher can actually uplift the person also is given in this. So it is a text which is emphasizes the Guru Sishya Parampara, number one. Second thing is that for the knowledge to come, there has to be a time. One has to wait, one has to be patient and systematically be there. It cannot it's like a fast food, suddenly you just come and you will get jnanam like this. You have to bear your time. You just have to go. So for that, he was waiting for 12 years. He was doing tapas. He was doing meditation for 12 years. And when the guru came in, he didn't even look at the teacher. Immediately he was not even looking. Then he asked the question, Adi Shankara asked, who are you? Can you tell me who are you? Then he asked, then he looked up at Acharya and he narrated the whole verse, which we are going to see in the next class. So this is the background of the whole story, that how knowledge is possible at the right time. Very important. Is it clear? Sriramji, you're okay? Are you're back for now, for some time? So we'll stop the class here and tomorrow we'll again meet for our Srisuta class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste. Shubhradri.
Thank you, sir.